Hey, Spuddies, Potato McWhiskey here, and welcome back to the Materium campaign game in Age of Wonders 4. Things are going relatively well. I'm feeling very confident about our current situation, and we are currently advancing on the city of Oraculum. Now, Oraculum is the vassal of Yaka, and once we take Oraculum, we're probably going to want to set up and take out Yaka. Now, I guess this technically doesn't really count as a full proper Materium game. That is a fair criticism that people are probably going to levy at me because it's a campaign game. But I think it'll be a interesting exploration of the possibilities of Materium. And I think as long as there's good amounts of mountains on the map, these guys have some potential. Let's put the city under siege. We will start the siege and we will add some siege projects. Ooh. Wizard's Bombardment. Oh, wow. For 200 mana, we can, basically rip down cities. That's kind of insane, actually. I didn't know that was a thing. I suppose we're only going to be sieging for 2 turns, so I guess I'll just harass defenders to do a little bit of efficient damage at the start of the battle. And we will keep on prospecting our way around. Now, the city of Stout Rock can annex another province. It's got 2 farms. I wouldn't mind another farm, but I will need a mint in order to build a mint. So I'll get started on the stonemason, and then I'll build a mine here. And then by the time this mine is finished, I should be able to boost the mint with a farm. Or rather, by the time the stonemason is finished. So this city will start to produce a lot of gold for me, which will be great because my gold is a little bit weak right now. Alignment change to neutral. Excellent. We'll go to the next turn. Materium is kind of the gold-generating faction. They're counter-attacking. I'm wondering if I can auto-combat this. I might lose a unit or 2. I lost a halberdier. Is that an acceptable loss? A single tier 2 unit for an entire stack and killing a city. I'll take that. It's totally reasonable. I'll put the assassin's dagger on you. Why not? You also leveled up. You're level 2. Now, you currently have magecraft. I'm going to go ahead and reset your skills because you are built to be a get-in-people's-face guy. So I'm going to go for fighting 1. And maybe not defense. I'll go for fighting 1. And, well, defense 2 is really good. That's the thing. It's really, if you can get all the way to defense 3, it's really, really powerful. So maybe that's the direction we shall go. We'll go ahead and prospect a little bit. I suppose we'll recruit a halberdier to replace the one that we lost. The city did grow, which is excellent. And we'll move you generally in this direction. So we'll just long click there. And, right. So we've got 3 lumber mills, which would boost what? Well, we're not going to go for the Farmers Guild. If we got another farm, we could boost the Masonic Guild. If I built another quarry, I could build the Rune Carver's Camp. I reckon it would be nice to get a mine to build the mint, which means we also want another farm. So there's something to be said there. There's also something to be said. We should pick a guild to go for, really. I do think the Masons Guild is not a bad one. We kind of spread the city a little bit too thin. I think it's better to focus on 2 lines rather than 1. I think I'm going to go for the quarry, and then I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to place the Rune Carver's Camp for the little bit of mana. That's worth 15 draft and 6 mana, so I'll recruit units faster. Then I will build the armory, which will give me another 30 draft. So now I'll be recruiting extremely quickly in comparison. We just finished researching Artisan Fortification, which gives the city 20 fortification health, and Bolt Repeater Towers, which fire a great bolt. These are pretty good. We don't need them because we're on the offensive rather than on the defensive. I think it would be good to research the Iron Golem. It would be a tier 3 shield unit, and it also is quite good at sieging down cities. So we'll get started on the Iron Golem. I think it's a good Materium unit. Taking a look at Stout Rock, that city grew. My ruler leveled up. I've got a bit of Imperium, so I could annex Goldwall. And you know what? I like the idea of integrating Goldwall, so let's go ahead and annex it. I will return another time. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to tell the city to manually be moved around. Now, I believe, am I above my hero limit? Let me check. No, I've got 3 heroes. That's fantastic. We just grabbed Burn Osmark, who is a ranged Materium hero. I'll give him the Cloud in a Bottle, which will give him the Cloud in the Bottle ability, which allows him to apply wet to enemies, which will lower their lightning and frost resistance, which isn't too bad. In terms of his weapon, I guess I could give him the Punisher Halberd and turn him into a Giga melee unit. What are his current skills? That's the real question. If we come down here, see he's an archery leader. I'm going to go ahead and reset his skills and rebuild him. Holy Retribution. This will do up to 5 spirit damage to attackers within 3 tiles. Then we're going to come up here. I'm going to take the fighting ability as well as defense 1. Then I'm going to give him Sentinel. Now, he already has First Strike, so do I need to give him that? I don't think I need to. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give him Defense 2 and Fighting 2. So he just takes more damage, takes less damage, and does more damage. I could take Defensive Master. That's actually really good. Always being in defense mode means you extend your zone of control on all adjacent hexes and you gain defense. It's better for somebody carrying a shield though. So instead, I think I might give him Bolstering, which would basically just give him a lot more resistance to damage. So I'll take Bolstering on him, turn him into a really good fighting unit, and then I'll move him towards the front line. Now, the city of Goldwall rather, probably needs to be expanded. I will build a extra, probably good if I start making some quarries. Do I have the mint and stuff in here? That's the real question. We don't even have a market. Okay, so we'll get a farm and we'll build a market soon. Otherwise, we'll just produce merchandise for 21 gold per turn. It is a pretty productive city, which is nice. My ruler has leveled up. Now, he does have the Archon's Deliverance Lance. I don't think Sundering Strikes makes a whole lot of sense on him, and he is designed to be a support hero, I think. No, he's a warfare. Let's go ahead and take Fighting 1 to give him that little bit of extra damage. What is it? That'll take it from 1818 to 2020. So, very nice. 40 base damage, and that can go up to 60% higher. We're not going to go ahead and, well, I guess I could sell these crypt bodies if I want to sell these remains and then buy in here the market. Probably not a bad move to speed up my gold income, because currently I'm making 123 gold. So we are spending a decent amount of our money, but we can always improve that. Let's have a look here at my little scouty scouts, continuing to dig up and prospect with all 3 scouts. You're continuing to move. Oh yeah, I'm loving how many resources you get from prospecting. It's a really, really cool ability. Like, just so much gold is being pumped out. It gives you so much economic sustain. All right, I think we breached the walls in here, so we can take the city. We're going to vassalize them. I believe vassalization is the correct play here. So we'll just hang around for 2 turns before we move on to Yucatan. Orders received, you're getting closer, excellent. Orders received, you're getting closer as well. So we just finished researching tier 3 units. Now, the Bastion is tier 3 Iron Golems. Like, now, the Bastion is a really good unit, right? It's got a melee strike that does 12 damage. It's got Inspiring Defense, which allows this unit to enter into defense mode and then give adjacent friendly units bolstered defense. It also has the Shield Wall defense mode, giving it extra defense. It has Charge Resistance, Excavation, its Gaia Chosen Right. It has a ton of like defensive abilities, but the things that it's missing compared to the Iron Golem is that it is missing this right here, Siege Breaker. This will significantly increase the rate of siege that we do. And I believe these guys also just do more base damage. So I'm going to get myself a couple of Iron Golems purely because this city, Yucatan, has 70 combat fortification. So if we can add, a little bit of extra siege power there, that'll make that siege go quite a bit quicker. So we finished the research of the Iron Golem. Bolt repeaters I don't care about. This is our final research cycle. The Marker of Invulnerability doesn't seem particularly useful. This is a siege project, which could give us bolt repeaters. They don't have a cooldown unlike Onagers, so these might be better for the siege that's coming up. So I will go ahead and get the bolt repeaters because we do have a pretty big siege coming down the pipeline. My capital produced an armory, so it's up to 140 draft. Now these Iron Golems, they cost in total 220, as do the Bastions, so we can 2-turn them pretty comfortably. In terms of what else we should build, I think our city is at neutral stability. I'd like to get it up slightly, so I will grab the city bathhouse. This will also give us the bathhouse XP bonus, which is a 10% experience boost to all units produced in the city. I'm going to come up here to my hero crypt and sell off the remains of these dead heroes for 2 reasons. A, I get all their equipment, but B, I just need the money to be able to continue to develop Goldwall. In particular, I'd like to build a mint, but none of that is boosted. So I'll build the bulwark for the 10 gold per turn, and then what else will I do? And then I guess I will, I could do the builder's quarters and all that stuff. I'm just going to produce materials for 2 turns while I wait for the city to grow. Waiting for boosted buildings, in my opinion, is relatively efficient. I could spend Imperium on this, +5 food, but instead I think I'm going to go ahead and take Advanced Sensing. The +3 sensing range will allow us to see the presence of enemy units in the fog of war, and this could be really handy. I will actually take +5 food from farms. That doubles the effectiveness of farms. So in my capital, this now counts as 2 farms, which is quite good. It's probably not going to make it so that we grow incredibly quickly, but, Yaka is actually looping around here. Now I wonder, is he going to attack my ally, or is he coming back now that he's seen my army? I think he might be coming back now that he's seen my army. We could mess around with the underground. I think we just go for the killing blow here. We will never surrender the invading fire god. So I can awaken the wardens of the forest. I can gain a stone spirit or a blessed soul. I think I take the blessed soul. I think that absolutely makes more sense. It's a tier 3 blessed shield unit. It's an ethereal, I believe. It's a celestial ethereal floating magic origin shield unit. So it has a lot of power potential. I wish there was a way to recruit these. I think the only way to recruit them is to get a particular ancient wonder. So I'll start marching my golems down here. It'll take them a while. They are actually quite slow, 32 movement only. Most units have 32, but some are a little bit quicker, which is nice. Another spider hatchling bell. Already have one of those. Another wand of poison darts. The exploration has been going quite well. I do wish there was a way to automate the exploration stuff. Now I can cast some spells here. I think I should cast artisan implements. I kind of delayed this a little bit, but I need that 30% critical hit chance. Now I also need seeker arrows. So we'll do artisan implements first. That'll cost us quite a bit of money, or a bit of mana actually. And I also need to cast Awakened Tools. So there's quite a few things that I need to get through here in terms of casting. And just to make that a little bit easier, I am going to buy casting reserves here. This skill will give me an extra 20 combat casting points and world map casting points, which should make it so that these things are easier to do. Now, Araculum has been released as a vassal. I'm going to go ahead and give them a Whispering Stone so that we can boost up their vassalage and make them more loyal, so that we'll get more resources out of them, but also just generally secure the vassalage of this city that we just conquered. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to steal the Smoldering Keep, because that will act as a really nice reinforcement point for my units to heal. So what are we up against? It looks like a ton of just low tier units coming out of the woodwork. Not that I can complain, because I'm just spamming low tier units at them as well. Well, I don't know if I would describe it as spamming, but I'm definitely not sending, stacks of tier 3 giga units, Now, my capital built a bathhouse, which does mean the city is now an orderly, so it's getting a 10% food income bonus, so it will grow slightly faster. I think we take this as an opportunity to tap produce merchandise 2 times, so we wait for the city to continue to grow. Alternatively, we could take our time and actually upgrade our wizard tower a couple of times. Yeah, I think we take the wizard tower. I don't want to build the golem mine. We'll go ahead and just produce merchandise. Building a golem mine would be nice, but I'm trying to be efficient in how I develop my cities. Now, I definitely need another farm in here, and the goal of the farm is to be able to build the mint while boosted. So we'll get started on that mint. And Stout Rock can annex another province. It's got 2 farms. It's working on the mint. I wanted to build another farm to boost that, and that will get me the refund on the gold and the refund on the production. Our goal is to just get the money up, because the more money we have, the more stuff we can afford. Now, this is going to cost me 14 mana per turn to cast Artisan Armaments. It's going to give all of my units, particularly Shield, Polearm, Fighter, Shock, Skirmisher, and Range units, 30% critical hit chance. Now, when you crit, you do 50% more damage. So, this is about a 15% DPS damage, or maybe a DPA, damage per action increase, which, I'm not going to say no to a 15% damage increase. I'm also going to go ahead and cast Awakened Tools on my 2 new cities, because I never actually did that. So let's make sure that we have those going, and we'll finish Seeker Arrows soon. I should maybe be a little bit more careful with my mana, but I'll develop my mana economy in a little bit after I've developed my other economy. I'm going to go ahead and switch this Forester to a conduit, purely to be able to build the monolith in here. You need to have at least 1 monolith to get a conduit, which will be 20 mana per turn. And we will keep sending bastions to the front line. The nice thing about the bastions is, well, they might take a while to get there. They will help rip down the walls. Right, let's go ahead and begin the siege. This is not going to be a pretty battle. He is going to do a lot of damage to me. Let's do a wizard's bombardment. Ooh, that's a lot of mana though. Maybe we should construct bolt repeaters instead. We'll do bolt repeaters, and we probably shouldn't do another siege project. I think we will sabotage. I think we'll do a tower bombardment for 100 mana. I think that's a little bit more reasonable. So it'll be 4 turns until the breach. Unfortunately, I just don't have the mana to go all in as I would like to. So there's bolt repeaters finished in the research. We get to pick our next tome. Now, in terms of the tomes that we have, if I go ahead and check my tomes, I've got the Tome of Warding, the Tome of Enchantment, and the Tome of Artificing. So perhaps another good tome would be something that's good at generating mana for me. The Tome of Amplification is nice because you get the thing like the resonance fields. Pretty okay. I don't think I need to go for the Tome of Winds unless I really want Zephyr Archers, and that's a really good tier 3 ranged unit that can support golems. There is something to be said for Zephyr Archers. I do think, however, that like the Tome of the Doom Herald works really well with my build. Naturally defensive builds are going to like delay a battle and string it out for a long time, and that's where like morale reducing effects could have a lot of effect, particularly if you take Joy Ciphers here where they steal morale every time they attack, and then Cruel Weaponry gives them a 30% damage bonus if an enemy has low morale. So there is something to be said here for going for Tome of the Doom Herald, plus getting Shadow Affinity will push me in the direction of getting this Shadow Binding in about 20 turns, which will lower the Magic Origin unit upkeep, which could be quite good. Now, we're probably never going to reach that point, but I'm just trying to think like in a forward-facing way. So Tome of the Doom Herald it is. I will lock in Cruel Weaponry and immediately go for Joy Ciphers. I definitely need to get my mana income up. So the Doom Depth Trench is good, but it's only good if you go, well, I mean, it's good, honestly, even if you don't go negative alignment. So I'm tempted to build this. for that 10-minute mana per turn. It will hurt the city stability, but like honestly, is that a big deal? Maybe I'll cover up. It would go to 20 mana minus 8. And yeah, let's do it. The Doom Depth Trench, while it is a little bit more difficult to maintain and sustain and justify, I think it is a worthwhile tile improvement for that mana. Shuffling Research is cheaper. I don't really care about that. I would like to get the Right of Wealth or even cheaper structures, something like that in here. I'll hold on to my Imperium for a little bit. Got a trade proposal. Oh, an alliance. It's a deal. Perfect. So now that we have an alliance, we have total alignment together. Oh, what's this? An army stack that I can capture out in the open on their own. Should be an easy auto-resolve. No units lost. A calm settles near the battle. Yaka does not tolerate the silence. Let's end this one way or another. Don't listen to those knives, Nibbler. Fighting for the ones you love is never in vain. Oh shit, I just got a bunch of mana. My trust, my abilities will not be misplaced. My loyalty to the cause is unwavering, madame. You know what I need to do? I need to come in here and I need to learn road building. And then I need to take these units, right? Look how far he can walk. And then I turn on road building. And he could just walk just that little bit further. I think that makes sense. So let's build roads. Roads can't be built through unallied domains. Oh, the city of Pendant isn't my ally. Of course. Got another spider hatchling bell. Did I give a spider hatchling bell to every hero? I really should. You can also have a wand of poison darts. The spider hatchling bells are just kind of nutty. Any more equipment? Oh, you've got rune leggings. A little bit of resistance. That's fine. Let's see, Ring of Endurance, Status Resistance, Crit Chance. The Ring of Protection is good. Another just defense. What about you? Do you have a ring? You don't have a ring. I'll give you the Ring of Lucky. And actually, I'm going to come in here. I'm going to give you the Ring of Opportunity because you have first strike with your Punisher Halberd. You have a ton of retaliation and you have a ton, which means you have a ton of opportunity attack potential. So Gold Bank has grown. I have 3 quarries. It would be nice to get a golem mine. So I'm going to annex this lumber mill and then I will come down here and I will start the golem mine. Plus, by building the golem mine, right, which will give me a little bit of cash flow and a little bit of production, this will also allow me to trigger more specialist districts, which will be more cash flow. Let's go ahead and cast Seeker Arrows. I don't have that many range units, but +1 range is a big deal for them. So we shall take it. A new rally has started. I could recruit a Bone Dragon. I'm going to go ahead and save up for that if I can. Yakatan, he is trying to bring back troops to defend Yakatan, it seems like, or else he's hiding like in the fog of war, waiting for his moment. Honestly, the AI likes to do that. They like to wait until, like, they hold off on defending the city until the walls are breached. Let's build roads. Can you build roads here? Can't be building mountain or coast terrain. What do you mean? Can we intercept this army stack out here? I think we can. Who owns the siege? Okay, as long as I keep a hero around the city, I think the siege stays ongoing, which is kind of interesting to me. Let's go kill this guy. Should be an easy auto combat. Might lose a unit here. Might not. There's Joy Siphoners. Let's go ahead and select a new research. We'll go for Cruel Weaponry. I'm also going to go ahead and in the Rally of Kins, I'm going to recruit a Bone Dragon to my capital. Stout Rock produced a mint, which is fantastic. Why don't you go ahead and produce merchandise for a turn? Goldwall produced a mint as well. You don't have any buildings that I'm particularly interested in that are boosted. So why don't you produce merchandise for 4 turns? And then we'll come back to you. And Gold Bank has finished its production of those tile improvements, the Doom Depth Trench and the Golem Mine. We could start the mint in here, but I want to wait for that 3rd farm, so I'll go ahead and tell you to produce merchandise for 4 turns, and I can't really afford to produce units. Bane the Astute has leveled up. Now, this guy is built for melee combat, so I'll give him Defense 2. And I do have some spells ready to cast. I will start Joy Siphoners, because it's a pretty good one. Might take me a little while to cast it. The city of Yaka is broken. Not really much of a defense here. So is there any reason not to auto-resolve it? Like, if it was a bigger battle, I might fight it. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. I reckon I raise this? Sure enough, it's an evil action, but he's a bad guy. Is doing an evil action to a bad guy really an evil thing? Fundamentally, that's the moral quandary in like most media, in my opinion. It's like, can I be a good guy if I do a bad thing? Which honestly this feels like a very internal struggle to humans, and like we just haven't really like accepted that, yeah, good guys do bad things sometimes, and even necessary in certain circumstances. But everyone just seems to be like, yeah, but really? Can you be a good guy and do a bad thing? More at 11. Let's go ahead and take the Specialist District for the +5 gold from Special Province Improvements. That'll give us a little bit of cash flow. Alignment change to good. Well, we're immediately about to tank that. Where is Yaka? I'm having a Yakety Sax moment here. Like, where is he? Where is the hero? Like, is the goal to raise his city? I'm sure he exists somewhere. I don't understand. This is like the second game where the hero that I'm trying to hunt down has just like disappeared off the face of the planet. I think I'm just going to delete my scouts now. They've done their job. I don't want to pay for them anymore. They did a great job. But they do cost 8 gold per turn, which is honestly, that's a tier 1 unit. It's a lot of money. Hey, Bone Dragon. Very nice. Let's go ahead and send that to the front line as well. Cruel Weaponry is now completed. Prelude to Doom, demoralize the enemy. We will do that. We finished Joy Siphoners. Let's transform. So my people suck the very joy out of our enemies. New Empire Development Skill. We don't really need to plug any of those in. We negotiated with a free city. I was complimented by my ally. And I still have genuinely no idea where Yaka is. Yaka! Is he underground? Maybe. Let's take our army stacks and go look. Let's upgrade Stout Rock to a tier 2 town. That'll give us a little bit of cash flow too. Then it'll be 2 more turns until it grows, so I'll produce merchandise for those 2 more turns. I kind of miss the ability to produce housing in cities. That ability is kind of taken over by the Spend Imperium button, but still. Oh, there's Yaka. Okay, he's underground. We know where he is now. We found him. He's hiding. Damn, like this Bone Dragon is kind of crazy. Although it's not centered on where it's supposed to be, I think. It's got like 18 damage melee attack, AoE, tail swipe, big AoE, 3 hex cone poison breath, and it's a mythic tier 4. It's like based. Based on what? Mark of Invulnerability, static shield. None of these are particularly good. I'll take a Mark of Invulnerability. It does allow me to save a particularly important unit. I thought I told you to just build things. I suppose it's okay to build like a builder's quarters, like here. And then I'll put the Golem mine on the mine. Sure. And we'll just let you shoot away. Gold Wall can annex another province. Realistically, we need some quarries up here. I'm just going to go ahead and build a mana obelisk slowly. And then the monolith. That's an extra 30 mana per turn. Really helps me out. Gold Bank, on the other hand, can capture in the city. Yeah, let's get that monolith up. I don't know if I want to go for the Mages Guild. We'll see about that one. Don't really see any bonuses I want in here. Going to save my Imperium. Okay, we raised his capital, which I think is like step 1 to defeating Yaka. We're now putting his outpost to the sword. Let's Wizard Bombard it. Boom. So it'll be 2 turns. Don't think I can make that go any faster. I guess I'll build bolt repeaters. And I'll fight the battle manually just for, like, flex power. I would like to leave the siege now. No. I'm stuck. If I click on load my turn, did I manage to escape? Don't save it. Did I escape? Ha! I avoided a painful bug. I could just hit end turn. All right, Wizard Bombard and Bolt Repeater. Didn't even have time to level up my Copper Golem, honestly, which is somewhat unsurprising and also disappointing. So let's go for our tier 3 tome. I think it's either going to be Terramancy so we can break mountains, or we're going to take the Tome of Transmutation for Transmute Resources, which allows us to convert mana into gold production food, which seems honestly kind of strong for a gold heavy build. So I think we're going to do that. Tome of Transmutation seems kind of fun. Adaptive Armor. Once per turn, whenever enchanted unit sustains non-physical damage, they gain bolstered resistance and status protection. So this would make us even more resistance to magical damage. Or we could go for Steel Skin, which would give us defense and blight resistance. I will go for Steel Skin. I have learnt the Seed of Materium, and I guess we will cast the Cruel Weaponry spell. May as well make our units ever so slightly better. And 2 turns until the siege is complete. So I can maybe get my dragon down there. I've now turned to evil because I did bad things. But that's, doing bad things, it's kind of subjective. Can you really do bad things if you're a good guy, right? That's how we should be thinking about it. Not whether or not can good guys do bad things in the pursuit of good aims. It's like, can good guys actually be bad at all? That's the real question. Honestly, that kind of thinking is how we get to Homelander. He can't be a bad guy, right? He's Homelander. I would like my 3rd farm so I could build the Masonic Hall. Also, I'd like to get to the industry compound, so I need to get to 15 population, so I'll go for the extra farm. Boosh. Then that extra farm will be converted into the Masonic Hall and the Mint then. So Masonic Hall and Mint. So that'll be a nice bit of production and a nice bit of gold. I have no idea where all that cash came from, but I'm not going to question it. You can annex another province. Let's make a quarry. Actually, cancel that builder's quarter. I was supposed to build a rune carver's camp right there. Yeah, I kind of messed it up. It's okay. We'll fix it. We need the Masonic Hall and the Mana Obelisk in here and the Blacksmith. We just need all the boosted things. We probably want a Tavern too. And honestly, the city has negative morale, so Tavern probably goes to the front of the queue to fix the morale. New Empire Development skill. We unlocked regeneration. We're not inside our territory, so we don't need to regenerate at the moment. Now, let's get this humiliation battle over with. Now, I probably should have brought the dragon for the humiliation battle, but we're here to kill Yaka. Yaka is a level 13 unit. He has 120 health. He's actually pretty strong, right? All intents and purposes, all intensive purposes, he's pretty good. Let's make some spiders to send at him. Let's do the good layout. Make ourselves really easily, attacked and susceptible. Let's awaken you. Bolt repeater. Oh man, look at that. Ka-chunk. Oh, that is so good. That is so good. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, I actually love the bolt repeater. I'm so glad it's part of my army. That's sick as hell. Let's start to form our arc. Now you are a melee unit, so you'll want to go there. I don't know where this Lightbringer is coming from, honestly. Someone's a Lightbringer next to this hero at the start of the battle. Oh, the Archon's Deliverance. I couldn't figure out why I had the Lightbringer. It's like I've been a couple of battles now where I was like, why do I have an extra unit here? And now it makes sense. So we've got our Giga front line. Look at Yaka. Man, he is brave. And he did a lot of damage. To charge our front line like that, that's honestly impressive. So what are we going to cast here? Marker of Vulnerability, Bolstering Chant. What about Steel Fury Chant? Boom. All right, everyone is strengthened. Let's give the old spiders a little heal. Yaka, we will cancel your retaliation. You'll do nothing. We'll bring our blessed guys forward. Bam. Bam. Oh man, we're already stealing his morale. Let's come forward and stab him a little. Giant Slayer triggering. Bam. Is he fleeing yet? What's his morale at? Minus 57. Oh, I think we can make him flee if we just get a few hits. One more hit. Boom. Officially fleeing? Oh, we routed him. Look at that. We routed a tier 4. That's kind of cool, actually. I wonder if we can rout this guy. Boom, boom, boom. Is he actually taking morale damage? Let's see. Bam, bam. Oh, wow, he is. Actually, okay, I take it back. Joy Siphoners is actually maybe overpowered. Now, what about you? Are you affected by morale? Ally hero killed. Let's heavy charge strike you. Bang. You are, in fact, affected by morale. All right, I completely changed my opinion of Joy Siphoners. It might actually be one of the best tomes in the entire game, especially if you go for a defensive-oriented build where your enemies can't easily leave the battle. Now this thing, it's going to reawaken and do a big AoE stomp of damage. So I'm going to go ahead and just heal you, bring you back up. And we'll do a little Steel Fury chant here too. All right, let's see what happens. Yeah, he wakes up, does a burning thing, AoE boom, big damage. We kill you, bang. And then that should be the end of the battle. Boom, boom, boom. He's fleeing and we will claim victory. Perfect. Right, humiliation battle complete. I think that is Yaka defeated. Let go of Athla, and now we ascend. We have completed the Valley of Wonders. We can get set up for our next campaign as the King of the Materium. Let's go, baby. Invasion of Yaka, bum 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 bum, Mage Haven, Center of the Astral Sea. His conquest give him a chance to ascend to the Pantheon. Will you grant Nibbler Ironhide his ascendance? He will join my Pantheon. Yes, Nibbler, you may join the Pantheon. Good job, Nibbler. You got me 2 Pantheon points. I've almost finished out my Pantheon. And now we get to go for the Enchanted Archipelago. I might do another Materium game. I don't know. I'll put up a YouTube poll and I'll see what people think. I'm going to call that the end of the episode, though. I love you all very much. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.